mental health is something that we don't talk about enough. In the black community, well, we're massively overrepresented in the mental health institutions, even more so than in the prisons. And again, these are questions we have to ask. Well, why?
But once you get a control and an understanding of who you are, no one can use you against you. No one can ever use your mental illness against you. You've already spoke about it, so what you got?
The biggest point in life to resolve mental health is like giving a fuck about a person.
Where did you get the courage? I got the courage for 2 words. I care.
It's Chill Will Radio, where connections will be made, advice will be given, jokes will be told, and things will get real. My name is Willis Cooks, and I'm your host. But understand this show is not meant to be used as a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional. Enjoy the show, y'all. Yo, good morning, peoples. Wake up, wipe the crust out your eyes if you woke and listening to this. I hope you're feeling well and nice and dope. Everything. Welcome everyone to another fabulous, fantastic, dope-ass episode of Chill Will Radio, man. I am feeling tired this morning. Like, I normally don't wake up tired, but this morning, right? And sometimes we have those hard mornings in which it's just tough to get out of bed, but this morning, golly, whew. Normally I wake up around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I chill in the bed. I give myself a little buffer time to kind of lay down, and I chill in the bed till about like 5:15, 5:30, then I get up. However, this morning, boy, shit was tough, man. Shit was tough. But at the end of the day, man, we still got to get up. At the end of the day, you still got to get up. And as I always say, it's time to get up, man, and fuck today's bitch. Time to get up, man, and fuck today's bitch. And what I mean by that is time to get up and handle today business. Handle today business, man. Whatever you got down there on your to-do list, on your the things that you got to take care of today, man. It's time to get things popping. It's time to get things going, man. Hope everyone's doing good this Tuesday morning. Even though I'm tired, I'm in a good mood. Even though I'm tired, I'm in a good mood. It's kind of cloudy outside, kind of cold, but it's all good, man. We making sure everything is good, man. One thing that I want to make sure before we kind of really dive into the show today, right? One of the things I want to make sure I kind of put out there, and this is probably more so for the sake of me, because sometimes I'll be using this as a platform event sometimes. But one of the things I want to make sure that I kind of put out there for myself is for a lot of people just to, well, and this is obviously leading into it, but take your time. Right? Take your time in many things. Do not rush anything that you're doing. Right? Don't allow anyone to put you into a position where you feel like you have to do something. Don't allow someone to put you in a position in which you feel like you have to act. Don't allow anyone to put you in a position where you have to do something that's out of your character. Right? And the reason why I'm going to speak about that briefly right now this morning is because within a lot of the sessions that I've had this week, I want to say about a good 80% of them revolved around someone else forcing you to do something that you normally would not do. Right? Make sure you take your time and make sure you do not allow anyone to peer pressure you into doing something that's out of your character. Because what's going to happen, you're going to go back and you're going to regret it. You're going to go back and you're going to look at it like, hey, I wasn't supposed to do that shit. That one thing could cause many other things to kind of fall, break down, fail. And it's important that you understand the things that you are getting into, why you are getting into those things, and make sure you have control over whatever it is that you're getting into. Right? I'm a huge advocate of being mindful and being 100% aware of what you can control and focusing and putting your energy onto that. But when you're doing things that people are peer pressuring you into doing, you probably don't have a lot of control over it. You probably wasn't able to think it through, right? So don't allow person A or B or C or the next person, whoever, to peer pressure you into some shit that you wouldn't be doing, because now all of that stuff is going to open up a whole can of worms that you ain't even ready for. All right? That's the one thing I just wanted to make sure I kind of get off of my chest, because there have been times within work, I can say, yeah, there have been times in which work I may have felt Like, I've been peer pressure to do things, peer pressure to do work that's out of the things that I'm supposed to do, just because it's like, hey, I got it, or because I have a little extra time. But whatever it is, please make sure that you are aware of what you're doing, why you're doing it. Don't allow anybody to peer pressure you into doing shit. Okay? But that's out the way. Let's get into the things that I want you to put your energy into today. Right? And this a little bit has to go into what I just stated, but where I want you to put your energy today, I want you to put your energy into taking time with what you are trying to say. Put your energy into taking time with what you are saying, period. A lot of us pull the trigger, quick to pull the trigger. Anything, for one, without even understanding the situation at hand. And you be so quick to jump the gun. And now you're kind of wishing you haven't said X, Y, Z. Now you kind of wishing you took a step back, right? You ever have a conversation with someone whose mind is thinking 100 miles an hour, and they ask a question over and over and over and over without even taking the step back to just listen? Because they're so much in a rush to say what's on their mind. It's like they have this thing that's like it's just you know. So the one thing that I want you to be mindful of, the one thing I want you to put your energy towards today, take your time with what you are saying. Do not be so quick to pull the trigger. Think about what you got to say before you actually say it. Right? Think about what you have to say before you actually say it. That shit is something that we've always heard within our lives, but it's something that a lot of us don't do. A lot of us don't take a second to step back, look at the situation, think about what I got to say real quick before I actually say it. Because that's going to save you a bunch of shit down the line. Save you a bunch of problems, bunch of headaches, bunch of arguments. You're able to have more control over the situation, right? Because if you're just reacting instead of responding, you're just going off of what you think is right. And sometimes what you think is right isn't always right. Sometimes what you think is right is not the most effective thing at that moment. Because a lot of times we're just reacting off of impulse. We're just going. And I think it's important that a lot of us understand that. When it comes to a lot of the things that we just say them out of impulse. We just say them out of a reaction. We just say them out of like, hey, I've been in this particular situation before, so what I'm used to doing or saying is this, so I'm going to go back into what I'm used to saying. Right? We got to take a step back and understand that, like, hey, every situation calls for a different response. That's the thing. You have to respond differently towards that situation and not just react or not just say the things that you would normally say. Right? We have to be more responsive and less reactive, especially when it comes to the things that we're saying. The one way to be able to be way more responsive with the things that we're saying instead of a little bit more reactive, obviously, take your time with what you're saying. Think about what you're saying before you actually say it. Shit, take a breath. Take a breath. Take a second, sit down, breathe, and before you actually say what you got to say. Because 9 times out of 10, your reaction is probably negative. It's probably some BS that you don't need to say that you wish you could take a step back. Right? So start from there, right? Put your energy towards taking your time with what you are saying. That's going to save you a bunch of BS, right? A lot of us don't do that. Me, I take my time. A lot of people, my girlfriend sometimes hates talking to me because I talk slow. Right? I'm going to take my time, I'm going to talk slow, and I get everything out. Especially if you're one of those people who already struggle to talk as it is. Right? You struggle with keeping things to yourself. Well, you keep things to yourself. You don't struggle with it, but you keep things to yourself. Because you struggle with voicing your needs, and that's what we're going to talk about right later on. But you struggle with voicing your needs. You struggle with voicing the things that you want, the things that you feel important, your feelings, your emotions, all of those things, right? Take that second to take a step back and just breathe. Take that second, take a step back to breathe. That will give you that buffer time that you need to be able to say the thing that is needed within that conversation. Be able to give you that time to respond instead of react. So, where do I want you to put your energy at today? I want you to put your energy into taking time with what you are saying. Don't be so quick to pull the trigger. Don't be so quick to pull the trigger. Let go of that trigger. We don't got to pop off all the time, homie. Take your time with what you are saying. Take a breath, take a step back, think about what you got to say, and then move forward. We're not trying to be reactive. We're trying to be responsive. All right? So, the one thing I want to, for the topic, right? The one thing I want to speak about today is voicing your needs. Not only just voicing your needs, but finding what needs you actually need to voice. The reason why that's important is because within the work that I do, especially when it comes to people who are depressed, it's not that they sick. It's not that they got a bunch of bullshit going on. A huge majority of the time, they just have an unmet need. Right? Us people, we have needs. Right? We want to feel connection. We want to feel importance. We want to feel loved. We want to feel attention. We want to feel like we're being heard. We want someone to just to love us. Those are types of needs that we have, and if we don't have those needs, we're going to find something else to fill that void. It could be drugs. It could be suicidal behavior. It could be aggressive behavior. It could be me being aggressive and angry and whatever it is. We're going to find something to fill that void, to fill that need regardless, because that's all we are. We're just humans with needs. We're just people with needs. We're not robots. We're not things that we can just, we don't have a switch. We just can't we can't just increase our mood all the time, and we just can't decrease it whenever we want to. No, if we could, bet that'd be fine. I wouldn't be a therapist right now because it's too simple. However, we are all individuals with needs, especially if you're feeling low. If you're feeling as if your mood has been decreasingly, steadily. If it has been decreasing consistently for the past few weeks or months or whenever, or you just feeling down today, you probably have a need that has not been met. You probably have a need that has not been met, right? So you're going to fill it with something else. If we fill that need with the correct need, then that mood is going to instantly increase. So the thing with it is, what is my need? How do I find it? The first thing that we have to understand is we have to take a step back and just listen, right? We have to take a step back and just listen. Listen to our body, listen to our actions, listen to our feelings. Listen to our body, listen to our actions, and listen to our feelings. These things are going to tell us everything, right? These things are going to tell us everything. If you have a headache, right? The first sign that you know you need something is pain. It's pain. If you have a headache, if your stomach is hurting a little bit, or if you feel a little woozy, a little lightheaded or whatever, you may need some water. You may need something to eat, right? You may need the right foods. Listen to your body. See how fat you've been getting, right? How have you been gaining weight? Okay, cool. Right? Listen to how many bowel movements you have a day, right? Let's not be out here constipated. Listen to your body and see what your body needs. That's the same with your actions. Look at your actions, homie. If you just out here popping off on everybody, if you just angry all the time, you walking around just mad, yo, it's something that you need. What, you want a hug? You want a cookie? Because you mad at everybody? What it is, right? Some of us are, and that's a lot of times, a lot of us be mad. A lot of us are either mad, a lot of us are either sad, just hell of aggressive, withdrawn. We start to isolate, where we shut down. We don't talk to nobody. We put this wall up. A lot of us do these things unconsciously because we're not listening to our body. And then by the time we are able to notice it, the wall is hella high. We done got into this big ass fight or argument with with our partner or a family member or a friend or something at work, you know, we start to notice that, hey, I ain't been outside the house in about 2-3 weeks. People hitting me up, asking me where you at. We don't notice these things until it gets bad. That's why it's important to listen to your body when you're trying to find out what needs that you need. Listen to your shit. If you see that you're getting pissed off all the time, take a step back and ask yourself, why am I mad? But be a little bit more specific. Why am I mad at this situation? Right? If you're sitting in the house all the time, ask yourself, why am I sitting in the house? What is causing me to be more comfortable here? Or what am I not trying to do? What am I running away from? Because if we isolate, then that means we're staying away from something, right? So I'm staying away from the fact that people may not care about me. So being at home is safe for me. It's comforting. And because I don't have anyone to comfort me outside of the home, I'm going to be in my bubble, which is at home. So I'm going to isolate, you know. Or if you're feeling sad, why have you been feeling sad lately? What's not there, right? Is it the fact that your partner isn't there? Is it the fact that you feel lonely? Is it the fact that things aren't going the way you need them to go at that moment, right? Look at your behavior. Listen to your actions. See how you're acting throughout that day and go with that. Or listen to those feelings, right? It's kind of what I was just going into just now. But also listen to your feelings. Listen to your emotions. A lot of us tend to avoid all of that shit. A lot of us tend to avoid all of it. We avoiding all of those emotions. The only emotion we tend to not avoid is probably happiness. But one of the emotions that we just go towards all the time, not all the time, but we unconsciously go towards is like anger. But the emotion of feeling sad, down, all of those things, we run away from that shit. But that shit is important. Feeling sad is important. Being pissed off and angry and mad is important. It says something is wrong. If you just happy and cool all the time, yo, you need to be worried. You need to be worried. If life is going good consistently all the time and nothing has changed, you need to be worried, because that means something is about to come pop off real quick and fuck your whole world up, right? Because that pain is important. Those signs, those signs, you being mad, you being angry, you feeling sad, all of that shit is important. So when it comes to your needs, first, you have to be able to find it. Listen to your body, listen to your actions, listen to your feelings. Listen to those 3 things, because those 3 things are going to be the things that tell you what direction you need to go. And if you ain't listening to that shit, if you just living life for the sake of it and just going all willy-nilly and stuff, yo, you gonna wake up one day and realize, like, damn, shit is fucked up right now. It get there. It doesn't get there immediately. It takes the time. Things happen. So, as I was stating a little bit earlier, I think I stated over it, but once you figure out what that need is, you need to be more specific in it. Don't half-ass it, right? Don't just be on some like, hey, I want this or I want that. Be specific as fuck. Specific as fuck. If you're in a relationship and you're talking to your partner, you be like, baby, yo, this shit is ass. This relationship suck. No. Be more specific. Sweetheart, we've been fighting over XYZ for these past few weeks or for these past few days. What's the deal? Be more specific. Hella specific. Don't say I'm always stuck at home because I just don't have, my friends aren't trying to hit me up, whatever. Like, nah, be more specific. Why have you been at home? You haven't been out because, I don't know, your friends probably got other things to do, or you just being isolated at home. You don't want to go out. Be specific as fuck within it, because you'll begin to realize that a lot of the needs that you need are easy to fix. They're quick fix things. But because we make things so general, it's hard to figure out what direction to go into in order to identify it, right? So be specific. Once you find it, be specific. I need food. No, you need the right type of food. You need love. No, you need the right type of love, right? You need peace. What kind of peace do you need? In what area? Do you need peace in your social life? Do you need peace at work? Do you need peace in your relationship? Do you need peace at home? Where do you need the peace at? It's important that we are able to pinpoint where we're trying to go. Because if you're just going for the sake of it and not aware of where you're trying to go, you're never going to get to the destination. You're just guessing. Now you're just shooting shots. Now you're just at the free throw line shooting your shot, and your percentage is hella low because you're not specific in what you need, why you need it, or even when you need it. Because you have to give yourself that deadline. Hey, I need this by XYZ. Giving yourself that deadline or giving yourself that one specific goal to be able to focus on getting that need is important, because it's going to help you attain it a little bit more. That kind of goes into the next step, is creating that plan that you need in order to get the need, you know, because you gotta like flat out just tell people, because I don't know what your need is, right? Me as a therapist, I don't know what me as a therapist, I don't know what you, the client, needs at this specific moment until you tell me you need it. I am going to be shooting my shot, trying to guess and figure out based upon the things that you tell me, and hopefully one of them goes in. But if you do not tell me what you need, I do not know how to work with you. That's just like your friends, right? You probably got that one friend who always angry, always pissed off at the world for no reason. They got a need, homie. They need something within their life right now, but because they don't know it, or their ego and pride is too big that they don't want to tell you, they just gonna be mad forever, right? So if you're that individual who you know what your need is, tell people, tell your friend. Don't be ashamed. Like, yo, homie, I just need to chill real quick. Yo, homie, I just need a little time. Yo, homie, I just need a listening ear. Sometimes we just want somebody to sit there and listen while we vent. Tell people. But once you tell people, focus on that need. Don't just find your need. Don't just be specific about your need. Don't just tell people, but focus on that need so that way you can be able to fill it with something good. But the thing is, you're going to have to get rid of the things that you've already filled it with previously. You may have wanted love, but you filled that love with some bullshit ass people in your life. You got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of the raggedy folks. You got to X them all out. If you're trying to fill that need with some type of substance, right? If you're trying to fill that need with some type of substance, you're going to have to get rid of those previous behaviors, those previous habits, those previous people that ain't doing shit for your life, so you can be able to fill them with what's important. Period. But you have to focus on that. You have to focus on it. In order to focus on it, though, it may be hard. It may be hard because you got all this other shit in the way. So you're going to have to figure out, what do you have to give up? What am I going to have to give up? What do I have to give up in order to accomplish my need? What do I have to give up in order to accomplish the need that I need? Right? Am I going to have to give up this person? Am I going to have to give up this drug or this bottle or whatever it is? Am I going to have to give up my aggressive behavior? Am I going to have to give up the hours that I spend on this couch at home watching Netflix? Like, what am I going to have to give up in order to fulfill that need? Right? That means giving up something. When you figure out what you have to give up, what you're doing is you're getting rid of the bullshit need that you kind of filled it with previously. Right? So ask yourself, homie, what do I have to give up in order to fill my need? We all got to give up something. We can't just go ahead and just, hey, this is my need, I'm going to go ahead and get it. It's like, no. Because sometimes those negative needs are very fucking pleasurable. That's something that a lot of us need to understand. Those negative needs are very pleasurable. immediately. They give you that immediate pleasure that you need right now. So it's hard to get rid of it. Period. But everything that's pleasurable isn't always right for you. Everything that may seem good isn't always effective, isn't always efficient, isn't always right for you, especially at that moment. Right? Especially at that moment. So what do you have to give up? Even if it's pleasurable, that fucking ice cream that you eating all the time, them damn chips and them damn cookies and all of that soda, all that shit may be tasting good and maybe feeling good, but yo, you fat. you not looking too good. You kind of chunky, right? You may have to give that shit up, right? So when it comes to your needs, ask yourself, especially if you're trying to figure out how to voice them to people, you have to be able to voice them to yourself first, and you have to be able to figure out what do you need to give up in order to attain that need. Make sense? All right. So moving on to the last little piece, the self-care piece. Man, one thing that I had to make sure this morning that I was doing, I had to turn on my theme song, right? Because I woke up tired. I was a little, it was hard for me to get out the bed. I was like, whoa, I got to go do the show. I got to go to work. I had to turn on my theme song. My theme song it shifts. But this morning, I've been listening to Sounds of Blackness, Optimistic all morning. Right? I've been listening to that shit like 5-6 times already. But that's the song that kind of gets me up, gets me amped, gets me ready. At this point in time, find your theme song and listen to it whenever you feel low, whenever you feel down. Find the thing that is going to help you get your energy to where it needs to be so you can begin to function throughout that day. All right? So, quick little recap of everything, man. Where do I want you to put your energy at today? Take your time with what you're saying. Put your energy towards taking your time with what you're saying. Don't just pull the trigger, because that shit is going to lead you into something that you ain't trying to be into, right? Not at all. Also, when it comes to voicing your needs, first you have to be able to find it. Make sure you listening to your body, your actions, and your feelings, big homie. Don't just be going through the groove motions with all these other stuff. Listen to it. Your body, your soul, your spirit is telling you what it needs. It does it all the time, but because we don't listen to it, because we tend to avoid it, because we just flat out ignore it, we filling in with bullshit. Right? Be specific about the need. Once you listen to it, be specific about it. Don't half-ass it. Don't be extra general. Be super specific, so that way you could be able to create that plan. That way you could be able to tell people specifically what you need. That way you could be able to focus on it, and then you need to figure out what do you have to give up in order to accomplish and attain that need that you need. Okay? All right, so we finna finish out this show. I want y'all to start your day dope. If you're listening to this show and your day has already started, hey, that's cool too. Whatever it is, everybody have a dope ass day. Everybody understand today is a full day that you have control over, especially when it comes to your mood, when it comes to your anger, your sadness, all of that shit. You are gonna have things within your day that's gonna fuck your shit up. Oh well. That's the devil knocking at that door. I think Keith said it on his other show. The devil be coming knocking at your door trying to see what's up. The devil be right there trying to see what's up, trying to go 12 rounds with you. And if you fold, if you fold and you allow the devil to win, if you fold and you allow all of those spirits, those negative people come to your life and fuck your shit up, hey homie, you giving up. But understand the day is only going to be as good as the effort that you put in it. Your day today is only going to be as good as the effort that you put in it. So if you don't put anything into having a good day, you ain't finna get shit. Period. If you don't put the energy towards it, if you don't put the work towards it, you're not finna get shit. If you just finna go throughout the day just going, hey, you ain't finna get nothing. And you cannot be mad at the nothing that you get because you worked for it. But the day is going to be as good as the effort that you put in. So if you put 100% effort into getting through all of the bullshit that may come, if you put 100% effort towards having a good day, having a positive day, having a day in which you possibly can learn something, hey, big homie, you won. So, hey, all those individuals, good motherfucking looking. Have a dope ass day. Always remember, ain't no wealth without your mental health, y'all. So please stay blessed. Take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.